7 cars exist right now, sitting on dealership lots and private driveways across America that will make strangers assume you spent $40,000, $60,000, maybe more. I am not talking about cheap cars that sort of look decent. I am talking about vehicles that cost $55,000, $70,000, even $85,000 brand new. They came with massaging rear seats, adaptive air suspension, premium audio systems, and enough interior wood trim to furnish a small office. And right now, today, you can buy them for under $10,000. I have spent 18 years inspecting vehicles for a living. First, as a master certified technician, then running my own pre-purchase inspection service. I have personally put dozens of these vehicles on a lift, pulled their codes, and told buyers exactly what they were getting into before they signed anything. Some of these are genuinely reliable daily drivers that will outlast almost anything else at this price point. Some have specific quirks you absolutely must know before you hand over the money. All 7 of them will get you more respect in a parking lot than a $10,000 car has any right to. We are counting down to number 1. And that one is the vehicle I personally believe is the single best used car purchase in America right now. Not just for the image, for what you are actually getting mechanically for the money. Let us get into it. Number 7, the Lincoln Town Car from 2003 to 2011. Before you scroll past, hear me out, because this might be the most underestimated vehicle on this entire list. The Lincoln Town Car chauffeured presidents. It idled outside 5-star hotels while executives finished their meetings. It sat in the driveways of people who had genuinely made it in life. It was $45,000 to $50,000 brand new. It is 215 inches long, and it has a trunk you could park a motorcycle inside. Right now, a clean example with under 100,000 miles is $5,000 to $8,000. Here is what the market completely misses about this car. Under the hood is the 4.6-liter modular V8. The same engine is found in the Ford Crown Victoria, the Mercury Grand Marquis, and the Ford F-150. General Motors built this powertrain in the millions across 2 decades. Police departments ran Crown Vics with this same drivetrain to 300,000 miles on fleet maintenance schedules. Parts are everywhere and they are cheap. A complete water pump is $45. A thermostat is $18. Your neighborhood shop can work on this. You are not paying luxury import prices for maintenance on a luxury car. That is the whole game. The one thing to know going in is the AR suspension. Almost every town car over 100,000 miles has had air suspension issues or will have them. The airbags fail, the compressor fails, and you get that one corner down look. Here is what I tell every town car buyer: convert the entire system to standard coil springs for about $300 in parts and 2 hours of labor. Done forever. I have personally done this conversion a dozen times. Some people say it changes the ride. I say it makes the ride more consistent and you stop worrying about it. What to inspect? Look for rust on the rear subframe on any car from a Salt Belt state. Test every power window, because the regulators fail on these regularly. Sit in the driver's seat and push every memory seat button. While the engine is running, watch whether the car sits level. If it is sagging on a corner, factor $300 into your negotiation. The Lincoln Town Car will get you valet treatment at restaurants you cannot quite afford yet. It is the stealth prestige move. Number 6, the BMW 5 Series E60 from 2004 to 2010. I'm going to be rewards with you here because the E60 BMW 5 Series is a car that rewards informed buyers and absolutely punishes the unprepared. A 2007 BMW 535. I was $57,000 new. It drove with a precision and athleticism that family sedans had no business achieving. The interior was a legitimate step above almost everything else on the road. And right now, you can buy one for $6,000 to $9,000. The secret to buying one of these is knowing exactly which engine to get. The N52 B30, the naturally aspirated 3.0-liter inline-six in the 525i and 528i models, is the one you want. It does not have the turbocharger reliability concerns of the later N54 twin-turbo. It does not have the catastrophic rod-bearing issues that haunted the N62 V8 in the 545i. The N52, with proper maintenance, will comfortably reach 200,000 miles, and I've seen it happen. Here is what every E60 buyer needs to budget for up front: the cooling system. BMW designed these engines with plastic cooling components that degrade over time. The thermostat housing, the coolant expansion tank, the water pump impeller. Every E60 over 80,000 miles needs these addressed, whether they have failed or not. Budget $700 to $900 to do the full cooling system refresh as preventative maintenance. Do it immediately after purchase. Consider it part of the buy-in cost, and you have bought yourself years of reliable driving. Skip it and you will be doing it anyway, just on the side of a highway. Find an independent BMW specialist, not a dealership. A good independent shop will charge you half the labor rate for the same quality of work, and on an E60 that difference adds up fast. Mandatory pre-purchase step: an OBD2 scan for stored fault codes. Pull the oil filler cap and look for white cream on the inside. That is a head gasket problem. Walk away. Check the coolant reservoir for brown discoloration. If it is clean and the codes are minimal, you are probably looking at a good car. Number 5. Cadillac Escalade, from 2002 to 2006. You want to talk about a status symbol? The Escalade has been name-dropped in more hit songs than almost any other vehicle in American history. It has been in music videos, in movies, and in VIP lots outside arenas and stadiums. The second-generation Escalade is sitting under $10,000 right now, and this one might be the shrewdest buy on this entire list. Here is why. The Escalade uses GM 5.3-liter or 6-liter Vortec V8 engines. These are truck engines, the same family that powers the Chevrolet Suburban and the Silverado. They were built in enormous volumes, and they have a reputation for reaching well past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. The 4L60E automatic transmission behind them is proven over decades of real-world use. Parts are Chevy prices, not Cadillac prices. I can replace a starter on an Escalade for $80 in parts. Try doing that on a Range Rover of the same era. The known issues are manageable and cheap. The air ride suspension compressor fails on most high-mileage examples. Same answer as the town car. Convert to passive coil springs for $400 and never think about it again. The HVAC blower motor resistor is a common failure. It is a $20 part. The 5.3-liter can develop intake manifold gasket leaks at high mileage. Budget $600 if you need it done. What you get for $8,000 to $10,000 is a full-size 3-row luxury SUV that seats 8 people, tows 7,000 pounds, and announces your presence before you have even stepped out of it. Pro tip: find one with the Bose audio system and the rear entertainment package. Those were expensive options when new, and in the used market they often cost the same as a base model. Number 4. Mercedes-Benz E-Class W211 2006 to 2009. The three-pointed star does something to people. I have watched it happen hundreds of times over 18 years. A Mercedes commands automatic respect in a parking lot, at a valet stand, in a client meeting. It is completely irrational, and it does not matter if you paid $7,000 for it. The W211 E-Class cost $50,000 to $65,000 when new. I have to give you one specific piece of information that most buyers miss entirely. Target the 2006 to 2009 models only. Here is why. Mercedes used a notorious SBC electro-hydraulic brake system on the 2003 to 2005 W211 models, and that system becomes a serious maintenance problem with age. When it fails, you are looking at over $1,000 in repairs. Mercedes redesigned the system for 2006, using a conventional hydraulic setup. That one detail separates a manageable used car from a headache. Know it before you shop. The E350 with the 3.5-liter V6 is the powertrain to have. The 7G Tronic 7-speed automatic behind it is one of the better Mercedes transmissions of the era. The critical maintenance item that most owners skip is transmission fluid. Change it every 40,000 miles regardless of what the manual says. Keep it fresh and this transmission lasts. Neglect it and you will spend $3,500 on a rebuild. What you are getting is German executive presence, a cabin that still feels premium by current standards, and the badge that still opens doors that other badges genuinely do not. For under $9,000, very few vehicles on Earth deliver that combination. Number 3. Jaguar XJ X350 from 2003 to 2009. If a Mercedes says executive, the Jaguar XJ says old money. It suggests a different level of taste entirely. The X350 generation from 2003 to 2009 is currently selling for $5,000 to $9,000 on the used market. This was Jaguar's last truly traditional Jaguar before the brand was sold to Tata Motors. It featured something genuinely remarkable, a fully aluminum body structure. Not partially aluminum, entirely the whole unibody. That design made it 200 pounds lighter than a comparable steel car, and it gave the XJ essentially zero rust risk. That aluminum space frame is still ahead of where many manufacturers are today. The engine to buy is the naturally aspirated 4.2-liter AJV8 in the XJ8, not the supercharged XJR. The supercharged model makes incredible power, but the naturally aspirated unit is more composed for daily driving and simpler to maintain. Coolant changes on these are non-negotiable. Do them every 2 years with the correct specification fluid. Nikasil bore issues that plagued early 1990s. Jaguars were resolved in the 2000s, but clean coolant remains the single most important maintenance item. The honest truth is this car needs an engaged owner. It needs regular fluid services and a good independent Jaguar specialist. This is not a neglected for 15,000 miles car. But if you give it what it needs, you will be driving one of the most distinguished-looking vehicles at any price point. A clean XJ in champagne, British racing green, or midnight black turns heads the way almost nothing else under $10,000 can. Number 2. Audi A8L D. 3. 2004 to 2010. This car went head-to-head with the Mercedes S-Class and the BMW 7 Series when it was new. The Audi A8L has a long wheelbase and started at $75,000 and rose to $85,000 with options. It had quattro all-wheel drive, an all-aluminum space frame that Audi pioneered in the segment, and a rear seat with more legroom than most business-class cabins. Right now, you can find one for $6,000 to $10,000. Here is the specific buying advice that will save you from a mistake. Target the 3-liter V6 version, or a model built before 2006 with the 4.2-liter naturally aspirated V8. The 4.2 FSI direct injection V8 that showed up in later D3 models developed timing chain tensioner issues that can cost $3,000 to $5,000 to address. The earlier 4.2 without direct injection or the 3-liter V6 are the more affordable choices for long-term ownership. The aluminum construction means no rust. That is a genuine long-term advantage that matters more the older the car gets. Every steel-bodied competitor from this era is dealing with rust in certain climates. This car is not. The honest caveat, and I am not going to sugarcoat it, is that Audi maintenance at a dealership is expensive. An oil change runs $180. A brake job is $600 or more. The entire strategy with an A8 is finding an independent Audi specialist before you buy the car. Call around, get quotes. If you cannot find a competent independent shop in your area, genuinely reconsider. But if you can, you are driving a car that costs $75,000 new for the price of a used Camry. That is the deal. Number 1. Lexus LS430 from 2001 to 2006. I have been building toward this one deliberately because the Lexus LS430 is the vehicle I believe is the single best used car purchase under $10,000 in America. Not the best status symbol for the money. The best used car purchase, full stop. Let me tell you about a customer who changed how I talk about this car. A retired engineer came in 3 years ago wanting a pre-purchase inspection on a 2003 LS430 with 142,000 miles. He was embarrassed about how much he liked the car. He kept saying that he knew it had a lot of miles. I put it on the lift. I inspected everything. I pulled the codes. I checked every fluid. I walked back out and told him it was one of the cleanest high-mileage vehicles I had ever inspected at any price point. He paid $8,200. He texted me 8 months later to say it had driven 20,000 more miles without a single issue. He told me this thing is trying to outlive me. Here is why the LS430 is what it is. This was Toyota's flagship. Not a Toyota flagship, the flagship. The car that competed directly with the Mercedes S-Class and the BMW 7 Series and repeatedly beat them in quality surveys throughout the early 2000s. It was $55,000 to $65,000 new, and J.D. Power named it the most reliable car in America multiple times. The engine is the 3UZ-FE 4.3-liter V8, and this engine is one of the most durable power plants ever built by any manufacturer anywhere. It is chain-driven, so no timing belt replacement interval. It is naturally aspirated, so no turbocharger to fail. It does not use direct injection, which means no carbon buildup on the intake valves, which is a growing maintenance issue on many modern engines. It is a conservative, bulletproof design that Toyota built to last. I have personally inspected 4 LS430s with over 250,000 miles. 2 of them were running original transmissions. One belonged to a retired banker in Arizona. He had driven it 287,000 miles since buying it new in 2003. His total maintenance expenditure over 22 years was under $8,000. That includes every tire, every brake job, every fluid service, and one alternator. The interior of this car was designed for rear-seat passengers who expected the best. Optional features included reclining rear seats with a power ottoman footrest, a rear massage system, a fold-down rear entertainment screen, individual rear climate controls, and picnic tray tables that folded out from the front seat backs. These were features Mercedes was charging $10,000 in options for. And if you find an LS430 with those options on the used market, you are paying the same $8,000 to $9,000 as a base model. What to inspect? Check whether the car has adaptive air suspension. Some models were equipped with it. If the compressor is failing, the car will sit unevenly. Budget $600 for a replacement compressor or convert to passive springs. Test the navigation system. It runs on a DVD-based system that occasionally needs a disc cleaning. The Nakamichi audio system on equipped models is a premium unit worth making sure it works. And look carefully at the interior wood trim. Genuine walnut burl was standard. If it looks lifted or cracked, that is an indicator of sun exposure and tells you how the car was stored. A clean 2003 to 2006 LS430 with 80,000 to 120,000 miles is $7,000 to $10,000 right now. The market has not figured out that the mileage on a Lexus LS does not mean what mileage means on a German luxury car of the same era. 150,000 miles on an LS430 is barely the beginning of what this powertrain will do. Mileage is the secret here. There it is, 7 vehicles that carry genuine status, that were real luxury goods at real luxury prices, and that you can own today for under $10,000. The Lincoln Town Car with the presidential history and the truck engine underneath. The BMW 5 Series, if you're willing to buy it smart and maintain it right. The Cadillac Escalade, with truck durability and a cultural credibility that money cannot manufacture. The Mercedes E-Class, and the badge that still commands a room 30 seconds before you speak. The Jaguar XJ and its aluminum-bodied old money elegance. The Audi A8L, a business-class experience for a coach-class budget. And the Lexus LS430, which I believe is the best used car in America that nobody is talking about loudly enough. What every single one of these vehicles has in common is that they were genuinely expensive, genuinely prestigious, and genuinely engineered to the highest standard of their era. Depreciation changed the price. It didn't change what they are. If you want to know which one I'd put my own money into right now, without hesitation, it's the LS430. It's not even a close call. If this changed how you're thinking about the used car market, hit subscribe. I've got more coming on the vehicles the market is completely sleeping on right now. The smart money is always a few years behind the prestige badge, and these 7 cars are the proof. Drive safe. Take care of your car and it'll take care of you. See you in the next one.